You right? How you doing? Thanks for joining me. So today we're going to look at a video called How the US Geography is Weirder Than You Think. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, How the Geography of the US is Weirder Than You Think. So I've done a few videos now looking at the states and where places are, and I'm getting a good understanding of just the scale of the place really. And this is a good map as well, showing me all the states, as you can see. So this video popped up, and I thought, okay, let's have a look at this. It's called Weird, and I like weird stuff. And let's see how the geography is weirder than I may think. Before we give it a butchers, I just want to take this quick moment to say thank you to any of you that have watched my previous videos, that have liked them, and especially if you've commented as well. I love reading the comments, I really do. And some of you guys have given me so much insight into the videos that I've done, picked up on points that I weren't sure about, helped me out a lot. So I just want to say a massive thank you to three of you guys in particularly. So Anne Fox, Cliff Russo, and Pushpack. You guys, thank you so much. And if you haven't commented or liked my videos, if you do like what I'm doing, please do so. And hopefully we can grow and I can learn all about the United States. And yeah, I'm really happy that it's yeah, I've only done it a couple of weeks now, and it's going well, I think. So I'm glad to have you guys on this journey with me. So without further ado, let's give this video a watch.
United States and hundreds of years of colonization and laws has made the country's geography pretty weird in more than just a few places.
Okay.
Today, I'm going to show you a few maps that will change your perception of how you see this country and its place in the world. First of all, South America. At first glance, it seems like South America is directly south of North America, and while
Okay.
that's kind of the case, it's also not entirely accurate.
What? Okay. I mean, it is below North America.
To move South America up, you'd find that nearly the entire continent is east of
Oh.
Florida, and that the westernmost edge would only be about 380 miles.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Yeah, do you know what? I never thought about that. I always thought, yeah, South America was below North America, but it's actually to the side. Oh.
Of the Azores, which are a part of Portugal. Next up, if you had to guess right now which US state is closest to Africa, which one would you say? If
Um. Okay. I think the obvious answer is Florida. Look, right. I don't know if you can see the map, Florida, but I think it's going to be the pointy bit here, there, that bit.
say Maine, you're wrong, but yeah, despite being in the
Maine.
northeast and sharing a long border with Canada, if you draw a straight line across the ocean, you'll see that Maine is in fact the closest state geographically to Africa. Moving on next to
Right.
Texas,
Okay.
there's a couple pretty weird things about this state. First of all, this town that nobody has ever heard of called Dalhart. This town is located 485
I've definitely never heard of this.
miles away from the Texan state capital of Austin, which means that Dalhart is actually closer to the state capitals of New Mexico,
Hang on, how far away is it?
Austin, which means it is located 485 miles away.
485 miles. I mentioned it in the previous video. That's like that's like from Southampton in the south of England to Newcastle in the north of England. That's about 400 miles. And this is one state, two cities within one state is nearly 500 miles.
From the Texan state capital of Austin, which means that Dalhart is actually closer to the state capitals of New Mexico, Oklahoma, Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, and Wyoming. Six other different states. Another way to understand just how big Texas actually is by taking a look at the city of El Paso, located in the westernmost edge of the state. If you draw a line from here to the easternmost edge of Texas, and then move that line over to point to the west, you'll see that the line goes past Los Angeles, meaning that LA is closer to El Paso than the other side of Texas is.
Mate, this sort of stuff is just, I don't think I can comprehend. I think this is just compound it in my brain, how big this is. I mean, I have to think, basically, the way I'm thinking about this now is the USA is like Europe, and each state is like a country. That's how I have to imagine it in my head. So if I'm looking at Texas now, that's going to be like a big country on its own, and all the other states are countries, and that's how it compares to Europe. That's the only way I can understand this.
LA itself is in a deceiving geographic location of its own. You would think
Okay.
that since it's on the west coast, it would be further west than most other US cities, but that's not totally true either.
Obviously.
Reno, Nevada is actually located further west than LA is, which you can see when a line is drawn from Reno southwards. And speaking of weird senses of
Okay.
latitude, here's some more examples that might mess with your head a little. Austin, Texas is roughly on the same latitude as Cairo, Egypt. New York
What?
City is roughly equal to Madrid in
Hang on. Oh yeah, Madrid. But Spain is hot. I didn't think New York was that hot.
Spain, Minneapolis is close to Venice, Vancouver is almost equal to Paris, and
What?
Calgary in Canada is almost equal to London.
Mate, right, okay. So the places that are on the same latitude, latitude. Canada's cold. It's not that cold in London.
North American continent has much cooler temperatures on average than Europe does at higher latitudes like this, which is why this is a little confusing. But perhaps equally confusing is what
Right, actually, do you know what? I just thought about it. What, as you were saying that, it's the Gulf Stream, isn't it? So it's going to be, we get the warm weather in Europe that comes up from the Gulf Stream. I've heard about that. It must be the Gulf Stream that brings the warm air across the Atlantic.
happens when you look at which is
Well,
why this is a little confusing. But perhaps equally confusing is what happens when you look at a globe and flip it on its side. If you start at Mexico City and draw a straight line out in this direction, you'll be amazed to find how many other cities the line
London.
roughly matches up with. From Mexico City, the line also goes through Atlanta, Washington, D.C., New York City, Paris, and eventually Izmir in Turkey. The perception is weird because we usually think of the world in terms of a map and not in terms of its true spherical shape. The final geographic oddities in America that I'll be discussing in this video are located around the northernmost parts of the country. First up in this region is Detroit, where if you
Okay.
start in the downtown region and travel south, you'll end up pretty quickly in Canada. If you
Canada?
head east, you'll also end up in Canada. If you
What?
go north, you'll end up in Lake Huron, and then eventually Canada again. It's easy to end up in Canada while in Detroit, but it's even easier while in Point Robert.
Hang on, why is that? Sorry, I keep having to look at the map behind me because actually I don't know why. Oh, is Detroit? Is it there? Is it in that bit there? So it's is that Detroit? So when you go Canada, 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 right? Maybe it's there, and it's surrounded by Canada because it's not actually a straight line, is it? Canada goes down. Oh, okay.
An exclave of the United States south of Vancouver. The only way to get from this part of America to the other part of America is by driving 25 miles through Canada, using their very small airport or taking a boat across the bay. There's
Right.
over 1,300 people that live here, and only one school that only provides education up to 4th grade. From 4th grade on, American children
Right, I'm going to have to do some work on grades. I don't know what fourth grade is. So is that the same as year four in England, which would be year four? And what age is year four? Hang on, year six is 11s. So 9-year-olds? Is that 9-year-olds?
Point have to take a 40-minute bus ride through Canada to the other side of the US. And finally, let's talk a little bit about Alaska. Alaska is pretty obviously
Massive.
the northernmost US state, but it's also at the same time the westernmost and easternmost state because of the international date line located here, which part of Alaska crosses over. The date line causes another weird situation here though on the Diomede Islands, where it crosses between one island owned by Russia and another island owned by the United States.
They're right next to each other though. So Russia has one island and the United States has the other island. But did he say that this is where the international time? I'm so sorry for keep going back. I keep missing things on this one. Is that yeah? That's the internet. Ah, the different days. I've just got it. So on the Russian side, they're 1 day ahead.
The dateline causes another weird situation here, though, on the Diomede Islands, where it crosses between one island owned by Russia and another island owned by the United
Mad.
States. The result is that despite only being just a couple miles away from one another, the Russian island is 21 hours ahead in time from the American island. This has led the islands to be nicknamed as Yesterday Island
Oh,
and
that's cool.
Tomorrow Island, and
That's
during the
cool.
winter when the water around the islands freeze, it becomes theoretically
You
possible
can.
to walk between America and Russia. While in reality it may be illegal to walk between the two islands, something that isn't illegal at all is clicking the link in this video's description to get a free
Oh,
audiobook of your
what?
choice at
All right.
audible.com/reallifelore.
Hang on. Oh, is that it? Hang on. Is that it? Ah, that's it. Oh my God. Right. This is a short one, isn't it? That's 5 minutes. I thought it was longer, but it's all ads. We don't need to watch that. Right. Okay. Man, that just messes with my head. So you're literally on an island. You can see the other island. You can walk across to that island in winter, technically, because it's iced over, and you can go back into, if you're in America, on an American island, and you go to the Russian island, you've gone into the future. You've gone 21 hours ahead. You've literally gone a day ahead, and vice versa. If you're on the other side, you go back in time. Man, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. They were so close as well. Look at that. Wow. You could literally see each other and be like, hey, how's tomorrow? What's the weather like tomorrow? So, right, sorry, I'm just like, okay, I mean, I guess that's it really. I mean, that's shocking. I mean, I didn't realise that now that I see it, I can see it. South America isn't there, it's there. So it's to the side. And how certain cities like New York City is on the same latitude line as Madrid. Madrid's hot, man. In like even in winter, Madrid is like it's not cold. It doesn't snow or anything. But I've seen pictures of New York in winter and it's snow. You know, it's very cold. So that's really interesting. And so Texas, man, like literally Texas is you can there's the size of England is literally the size of England, basically. So Texas is just another level of madness. Okay, I mean, that was a good video. I'm going to give it a like. And that was by Real Life Law. So let's give that one a like. Yeah, so if you did like my videos, please comment. Please let me know if there's any other weird facts that you can think of. Give us a like. And if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.